All right. So maybe. There we go. All right, so number one, 1, 2, 3, and 4, we're looking at this tree. Don't make fun of my tree. I had to draw it on there. It didn't print out. And so I put a paper over my laptop and traced it from my laptop and then made copies of that one worksheet. And it's not a very pretty tree, but it's okay. We'll get over it. So it says in the diagram to the right, which node represents the most recent common ancestor for organism B and organism C? So out of these nodes, which one would be the most recent common ancestor for both of these? Nope. Node 3 is a common ancestor for C. Node 2. So this is the common ancestor that led to organism A. This is the common ancestor that led to organism B. This one led to C and D. Which node represents the most recent common ancestor for A and C? Node 1. So this came and then organism A. So after organism A never saw node 2 and 3. So these are common ancestors for organism B and C, but not for A. Does that make sense? Kind of.
Somewhat. No.
So organism A stems from node 1. And then everything forward has node 2 and 3. Organism A does not have anything behind it. Organism B stems from node C. So from here forward, you can't go backwards, you can go forwards. Because this is past and this is recent. And you're moving that way. Yeah. And it makes a lot more sense when you look at this one down here too. But we'll get there in a minute.
The one that's actually not traced.
Yeah.
The one that's like right.
Well, I traced it exactly as it actually looks like. I know it is. I tried my best, guys. See, that's literally exactly what it looks like.
Oh, that's true.
I literally just put it on my laptop like this, put the worksheet on my screen, and traced it. No. Which organism is B more closely related to, A or C? C. So remember, we can't go backwards.
Oh, you can only like progress.
In terms of nodes. So when you're doing that, act like this isn't even there. Organism A is not there at all.
Okay.
It diverged from this. Yes, they have a common ancestor, but we're moving forward. And all of this, I don't like these kind of trees that just look like this. I like these.
So B is related to node 1, but not node 2.
So the third one is. Oh,
It's hard to explain for me when we're looking at this. When we're looking at this,
it's easier.
it's easier because, like, if you're looking here, we had vertebrae, and then all these animals have vertebrae. And then we have jaws. Lampreys do not have jaws, but sharks, rayfin fish, lungfish. It makes more sense when you're looking at one like this and not one like this. I don't like these. So if we're acting like this is, I like to say traits. The notes say common ancestors for nodes. But organism A has this trait. It's just that this is the most recent. Yes, this is a common ancestor, but this is the most recent in time.
Miss, have you heard of McDade, Texas?
I've heard of it, don't know where it is.
Scam like we call it. Hello? Hello? Why are you going right here? Why are you right here?
Which organism is more closely related to B, C, or D?
So wait, C, it shows node 2. Wait, what?
No, it's C.
It's both. Because both C and D came from node 3.
Oh,
There's not like a node 4 and then D. They both came from node 3.
wait. We didn't come from node 3. We didn't come from node 3, right?
Nope.
What was the third one?
C, it shares node 2. Oh, sorry, shares node 2. Did they both diverge? Or diverge? Diverge.
They both diverged from node 3 and share the common ancestor with B at node 2. What'd you say?
Goals.
Wait, can you repeat it?
So they both came from 3. But their most recent common ancestor with B is 2. All right, 5. We got to hurry now. Which tree above shows a different evolutionary history from the others? Look at C and D. Which one shows a different evolutionary history from the others?
Oh, a different number.
Oh, wait.
1. So on 2, 3, 4, and 5, C and D diverged from the same common ancestor, but on 1 it has C and B diverging.
Okay. Bro, that they got a season 3 with the whole new guy. Oh, dude. Season 3, they got a whole new map. Supposed to be split. You need it. That's right.
6, what characteristics do all the organisms in the tree to the right have in common? So all these organisms, these are the characteristics. What do they all have? Vertebrae. Because that's a trait that emerged before all these animals did, organisms. What characteristic is common to only amphibians and land vertebrae? Fingers and toes.
That's funny, man.
What characteristics do sharks and lungfish have in common? And
Vertebrae.
vertebrae.
This one's easier.
Who is the ray fin fish more closely related to, sharks or lungfish? Ray fin fish, lungfish, sharks.
Oh.
Lungfish. Because lungfish have vertebrae, jaws, and bony ribs and short girdles in common with ray fin fish. Sharks only have the vertebrae and jaws.
Okay, that makes more sense. What's number 8? Oh,
Jaw and vertebrae.
wait.
Are lungfish more closely related to amphibians or land vertebrae?
Wait, what? Yes.
Amphibians and land vertebrae.
Amphibian. Wait, no. No, land vertebrate. No, amphibian.
Both. They're equally related because amphibians and land vertebrae have the same exact characteristics.
Yes. Miss, we only got 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And that was the last one.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, Miss.
This is great. It is.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you can either turn that into me right now or wait and turn it in tomorrow so that you can use this one to help you with the one tomorrow.
No, shut up. Yours where you can say it.
Wait, hold on, why do you get the two?
There you go.